Welcome to this episode of the Growthcast. It is me, Jackson Campbell, joined with Dallas Pruitt today for another extended cut episode. For those of you that are just joining us here on the Growthcast, we're very grateful to have you here. Thank you for tuning in to listen.
Welcome.
Just to give you a quick breakdown of the Growthcast, Monday through Thursday, we are blessed and able to hear from Dallas Pruitt for some daily mindset principles to help get your mindset right as you roll into a new day. It was really cool, actually. Tyler posted something this past week about the sunset and being blessed with each new day. Part of each new day for me is listening to Dallas. So it's a big part of my life, and it's definitely helped me a ton. So definitely encourage everybody, if this is your first time
blessing for me too.
Listen to those daily drips from Dallas Monday through Thursday. They're very powerful. Then on Friday, I get the opportunity to sit down with Tyler Devereaux and interview him for an Aloha Friday episode. Those Aloha Friday episodes are getting kind of fun, though. We're starting to have guests on those Aloha Friday episodes.
Bo and Caitlin today. That was
Bo
cool.
and Caitlin today. Awesome student success story at the Multifamily Mindset. Definitely tune in and listen to that if you haven't.
Powerful.
But turning to those Friday episodes with Tyler, super powerful. If Tyler Devereaux is involved, there's going to be some wisdom and some power behind it for sure.
Oh yeah.
So tune into those. And then on Saturday, you're tuning in for today's episode, the extended cut with myself and Dallas Pruitt, where we dive into one certain principle, either that Dallas has talked to the week prior or something that we just feel like is necessary for our network, our listeners to hear. Now, real quick, before we dive into the subject of today we're going to talk about anchoring your actions and purpose. And Dallas is really sick, so I'm going to be really excited to see how he turns this.
Trying to be purposeful, dude.
On these extended cuts that we do on Saturday, we want feedback from y'all. We want to know what y'all want us to talk about. So shoot us an email, get in contact with us. You can contact Dallas, myself on Instagram. You can contact us via email. Email me, jackson@themultifamilymindset.com. If you have anything super particular you would like us to talk about, we'd love to dive in to
How about this? Just to provide even further clarity on Jackson, myself, and Tyler, we work together as part of an organization, right? MFM, MFCP. Those that don't know, I actually work for and with MFM, and Jackson actually works for MFCP. We also work together at some capacity, but we all work with Tyler Devereaux, and it's fun to bring all that full circle and just provide details and understanding, because we are extremely passionate about helping people achieve their goals and transform their lives financially, and not just financially, but in every avenue. That's why we've integrated mindset so heavily into all that we do. So we provide education, we provide opportunities for individuals to invest with us in big multifamily properties. So if you have any interest in any of that, just know you can always reach out to us here on the Growthcast. I mean, that's our bread and butter. That's what we do day in and day out. And this is just our passion to be able to jump in, touch base, and grow this community of individuals who are on board and doing the exact same thing. And so I just want to provide some clarity there, and we'll do that regularly.
Absolutely.
Jackson and Tyler live out in Hawaii, and right now I don't, but maybe I will, especially being as sick as I am. I don't know if that would be as rampant out there. And if that's the case, because I feel like complete garbage, that's reason enough. So absolutely.
No. Awesome. Dal, thanks for providing some clarity there too, as well. I think just the more clarity and the more we talk about things, the better understanding everybody can have for sure. So yes, like Dallas said, if you are interested in investing in multifamily real estate, definitely reach out. We've got our Aloha Fund 2. Right now it's doing really great. We're just getting ready to pick up our first acquisitions within that fund, the Orlando Sky, 140 units. And it's panning out to be a very profitable deal. So we're very excited about that. Definitely reach out if you want to put your money to work for sure. Awesome. But let's dive in, Dal. Let's dive into today's episode. Today, we wanted to talk about anchoring your actions and purpose. And that phrase, let alone, is very, very powerful. Anchoring your actions and purpose. Now, Dallas, you're extremely sick, dude. You're extremely sick. We jumped on to record yesterday. Some other things came up, and we couldn't.
I wasn't sick yesterday, damn it.
I know, and you weren't sick, and you were good to go. You're ready to go. But this morning, you woke up with a pretty bad cold, like a really bad cold, to the point where you told me you didn't even want to get out of bed. But you're out of bed now. You're sitting down with me, and we're recording a podcast. And today is anchor your actions and purpose. So with that being said, I want to flip it over to you. How you feeling this morning?
I feel like garbage. Truth be told, dude, I feel like garbage. But I think there's a phrase that everybody should adopt, and that is every day, whether you feel like garbage or not, I mean, it's your job to give your best. And this is my best today. I'm in a beanie. I'm in my glasses. I didn't put my contacts in. Those can't see below my waist. I've got a blanket because I'm freezing. I am literally freezing. And, but this is my best, dude. I can do this. And, doing hard things has to be a priority. And, anchoring your actions in purpose, that looks like doing hard things. That looks like giving your best on a day when you don't feel great. And it looks different day to day, your best, right? But you give your best. And also, I'm not going to beat around the bush, like rest is really important. It's not something that we talk about a lot. I actually listened to a podcast the other day, Rob Dyrdek, Ed Milet, and Rob Dyrdek talked about optimizing your life and the percentages, breaking it all down to like where you give your time, what fills you up, and getting super strategic about just looking at everything. Right. And I think about that on days like today. I am sick. I am very sick. Maybe I'm sick because I'd never really stop. Maybe I'm sick. Maybe I'm more sick than what I would be otherwise, because a lot of the time I'm going. And if I don't make rest, this is something I thought of today, just even being as sick as I am, is like, if I don't make rest, I told my wife in the kitchen, I was like, man, we gotta make rest a priority. Like, how can I be my best if I'm tired, if my immune system's depleted? How can I, be better for people? And that's not an excuse to not work more. That's literally reality. And that's a trap. Also, people literally fall into a trap of thinking that overworking yourself is a badge of honor. And look, there is a time and a season, and you got to go. When the iron's hot, man, you got to strike. That's business. That's how things go. That's why I take care of myself literally every single day, because everything I do impacts everything else I do. But that being said, I really think about that on days like today, where I'm like, man, if I'd have made rest just a little bit more priority, a little more strategic about it, I wonder how sick I really would be right now.
Right.
And I'm not mad about it. I'm not like, that's the other part, it's like, I'm not going to sit and beat myself up about it. It's literally having that type of conversation and strategy in your brain as you look at optimizing your business and optimizing your life, because again, everything we do impacts everything else that we do. What is it, Jax? How you do
some things is how you do everything, dude.
Absolutely.
How you do anything
Absolutely.
is how you do everything. Dude, I kind of want to back up. I kind of want to back up a little bit to something that you said towards the beginning there. You said, you more or less said along the lines of something like, this is why you anchor your actions in purpose and do difficult things, is for when stuff like this pops up, you're still in control. Totally. Right? A lot of times, like, there's that one phrase that Marcus Aurelius said, I don't know, it was a Stoic quote that says, we're harsh on our body, we're harsh and we do difficult things so that our mind can respond, not vice versa. Or maybe I've got that backwards, where we do hard things physically so that our mind is truly in control, right? So Absolutely. I look at you right now, very sick. Like, I've never seen you this sick, yet you're still up here. You're still right now waxing poetic on this podcast, teaching, giving actionables to people and sharing your experience, even while being sick. And I just I'm trying to really paint a picture here that you're able to do this, Dal. You're really able to jump on, educate, continue to be your best self, even when you're sick, because of the time that you put in when you're not sick, because of the hard and difficult things you decide and you choose to do on a daily basis to prepare you for moments like this. I don't know if that really makes sense, but
it's the same. The Stoics put it, they built on that and said, you should be hard on yourself. Because if you're hard on yourself, when others are hard on you, they don't even equate to what you hold yourself to. Right. And that's been a game changer for me. I definitely sold myself short. I think we're all guilty of that at some stage of life, where you look, in the mirror and you go, I could do so much better. What the hell's my problem? Right. And that's scary, because that means a lot of different new, avenues, things. That means learning about yourself. But if you really want to be successful, you do have to be strategic about being hard on yourself and holding yourself to the bar that Other people have other people you look out there, they've set this bar and it's like, I want that same bar and I want to create it my way, right? It's my life. So I'm going to build what I feel called to do. And I'm going to, be me. But those universal principles that they held themselves to, whether it's a David Goggins or Jesse Itzler or whoever those, names are that fly off the paper when you think of just high level dudes and gals. I want to hold myself to that same standard. Again, I'm building what I'm building. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm putting my gifts and talents to their maximum capacity. And I know that's going to affect a lot of lives. If I hold myself to a high standard and I'm hard on myself. And, days like today, I got my wife and my kids, and it's cool for them to see me get up and say, you know what? I'm going to do some work today. I am going to rest too. But they see that. And, my son, he struggles reading. Hopefully he can take that example and he can go out and he can grind through some really difficult times with his confidence and vocabulary and all those things that pop up. And he will have a better shot at that if I'm doing what I need to do as he watches me and instead of me just telling him. So
absolutely be that example for him for sure. The title of today's episode is Anchor Your Actions in Purpose. Dal, today you took the action to come jump on the podcast. What was the purpose behind today? I know you kind of just talked about, you showed your kids an example, showed your wife an example, but like, what was the purpose of you?
Yeah. My purpose with the podcast is always the same. Help people adopt, feed, and live a growth mindset in everything they do. And so instead of talk about it today, maybe it was better that we just grinded through a challenge and a setback that came in the form of sickness, but also address the elephant in the room that, rest is important too, but so is doing hard things. This was a prime opportunity to be able to do that. And I know my purpose with this podcast, your purpose with this podcast. And it's kind of nice sometimes to not talk as much and just do. And my invite today, honestly, would be that is, whether it's challenges, setbacks, failure, feedback, looking at the success of other people around you, all those branches of a growth mindset, if you can feed the right perspective, if you can feed the right response, when those things happen, you'll grow. I have zero doubt about that because it's what I do for a living is build these things. And I've lived it also in my own life and learned some really hard lessons. And so that's why we do what we do. I do want to end with this, man. I wrote on here that all things are intertwined. And that's a big reason, the way I show up today when I don't feel great matters. It's intertwined to the way I show up tomorrow. It's intertwined to the type of dad that I am. And I talked to that a little bit. The way you show up, the way you rest, the way you re-energize, the way you hit deadlines, like the list goes on and on and on. And that sounds taxing and scary, but we do this to help you reframe the fact of the matter that the reason it's scary and sounds daunting is because you're making it scary. You're making it daunting. You are telling yourself that gap between the best version of you and right now will never happen. Your mindset is not in the right place, and shift it. Right? It's exciting. It's exciting to see yourself get better. It's exciting to do hard things. And if you're focused on doing those things without being perfect and just focus on failing and doing them and do, you'll learn something new every single day in all of those aspects of your life. So that's the invite today, man, is, move forward like that. Don't fall into the trap anymore. It's not worth your time, and it won't make you better, and it won't make those around you better either.
No, definitely not. Dallas, thank you so much, dude. I don't want to take much of your time today. I want you to go rest and feel
You
better.
need to wax poetic now. You need to freaking riff. We need to stay for a minute because now I'm all jacked whether I'm sick or not. Jackson's a prime example of this, man. Jackson is right now in Hawaii. Well, he's always in Hawaii. He's on Oahu. And he's serving people that it's not even his job or responsibility to necessarily serve in terms of day-to-day operations. But he goes because that's who he is, and everything is intertwined. And he recognizes that. He knows that. And I've seen the impact that's had on his young career as a member of MFCP and a member of MFM. And it literally is the pattern for everybody. So just freaking lean into it. Quit overthinking, rid yourself of traps, go back to the things we cover here regularly when those situations pop up, and go to default mode of feed a growth mindset, and you will not be steered wrong. So,
yeah, man, let me riff for a second here, dude. The title of today's episode is Anchor Your Actions in Purpose, right? And that's kind of what we've been talking about. And that's kind of been the theme. I want to talk about purpose, dude, and purpose behind everything. A lot of times when we're trying to do the things that we're trying to do, we get caught up in what am I going to get out of this?
Formalities.
Formalities. You know what I mean? We get caught up in this, but we have to remember our purpose. And if you can remember your purpose and really anchor all of your actions based on your purpose, it makes all of your actions so much easier and so much clearer to decide to make that decision when you really have your purpose in mind. I know Dallas, Tyler, myself, we always talk about our why. We always talk about why we're doing these things, and it's always at the forefront of our mind. Anchoring every single one of your actions in that purpose makes it so much easier to take action. You know what I mean? I know one of Dallas's, like we talked about it a little bit on this podcast, one of Dallas's purpose, one of his whys, one of the things why he does what he does is to be able to get on this podcast and teach others and freely give to others the knowledge and the things that he's learned over his career. And that's a powerful why. That's a powerful purpose, to be able to help others feed and live a growth mindset. That's a powerful, powerful thing. And I guarantee you, if Dallas didn't have that purpose or that why, he wouldn't have got out of bed to jump on and record with me this morning.
Came up with an excuse.
You would have used the very valid excuse.
It wouldn't have been an excuse. It just would have been reality.
It would have been reality.
Care enough. Yeah.
But because your purpose is so strong, this is exactly the point I'm trying to make. Because your purpose is so strong and so powerful, nothing's going to stop you from accomplishing that. Not a cold, not a sickness, not anything, nothing.
No.
Right. Even before this call, we can even fast forward up to right before this call. What happened, Dal? I was having the hardest time connecting to internet.
Oh man.
In fact, the internet of this hotel is not even working, and I'm off a hotspot on my phone. Because we had to figure out a solution, because I knew how important this is. I know how important this is for me to be able to do, for our listeners to be able to hear Dallas wax poetic on these things. And today was a very, very powerful episode to hear from Dallas and the sickness that he's going through and how you can get through it.
I got to give credit where credit's due, man. It's not you, it's not me, it's not Tyler. I didn't learn that from any of us on our team. I see it, and it's like I refocus on it all the time through people's examples. But Viktor Frankl, when I first started learning about mindset myself, changes that needed to happen, and just my purpose in general, Man's Search for Meaning was the book. And, that guy, just go read it. Just go read it. Read that book. Think about what he experienced. Think about he was malnourished, suffered. He wasn't just sick, dude. He was mistreated and hated, and took every freedom away from him except for his ability to choose his response, right? And I learned so much from him. And I knew when I was learning those things, I was like, okay, whatever systems I create, however I grow this business, one of the things I need to make sure is a part of that is doing due diligence with Frankl's work and making sure everybody understands that meaning is what keeps us going forward in life. It's not money. It's not business. It's meaning. It's meaning that we attach to the relationships. It's meaning we attach to that business. Our business doesn't represent a dollar amount. That dollar amount represents meaning and purpose to us. And so that is a great invite. And
let me cut in right here.
It's so powerful because it's crucial. It's crucial. Go ahead.
One of the things just along those lines that I learned from Viktor Frankl and Man's Search for Meaning is how he reframed all of these difficulties that he was going through to attach them to what his purpose was. Right. So that's another actionable.
Yeah. Kind of like today, right? It was a challenge. So let's reframe it and bring it to the forefront. Nothing compared to what he experienced. Nothing, but challenges are challenges, right? People's reality is people's reality. And if you can just reframe, which is another one of those core principles we teach, right? Your ability to cognitively reframe a situation to serve you and make you better. One of the most instrumental pieces to my being and who I have become, that will never, I'm going to work hard to have that never be stripped of me, because it doesn't matter what pops up, dude. It's all good, you know? And I love literally saying that when things pop up and I feel myself, you know, sinking into an abyss or something like that. It's like, wait, it's all good. It's all good. Everything, literally everything is good. We're going to be fine. We're going to solve problems. This is going to help us.
It's all for me. Exactly. It's going to help us. And it's actually going to get us closer to our purpose, no matter what's popping up.
Absolutely.
Dallas, I think that's where we end, my brother. I'm very appreciative of you.
Thank you.
Getting out of bed. I know you didn't even want to get out of bed.
It worked well.
I appreciate you, man. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your dedication, your hard work. Extremely grateful for you, dude. Take care.
Okay,
everybody,
thank you so much
later. Awesome. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Please rate, review, share. We appreciate y'all for listening. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, y'all.